Let me ask you something. When was the last time someone truly talked to you, really talked to you, about your needs, your body, your joy? After 60, we talk about our joints, our diet, our medications. But intimacy, desire, that quiet longing you feel when the house is silent and you're all alone, nobody talks about that. But today we will. And let me tell you something that might just surprise you. You're not alone, not at all. In fact, more and more people over 60, even well into their 70s and 80s, are rediscovering what it means to love their bodies again. And yes, that includes masturbation. Now hold on. If that word made you raise your eyebrows or chuckle or even feel a little shy, you're in good company. For generations, we were taught to be silent about pleasure, especially at our age. Society whispers that part of life is over now. But let me tell you, that's just not true. Your body may be older, wiser, maybe a little slower, but it is still yours. It still feels. It still hungers for connection. It still deserves tenderness. Masturbation for many folks over 60 isn't just about pleasure. It's about self-care. It's about claiming back your own comfort, your own peace, your own touch. And here's the kicker. It's healthy. That's right. Self-touch can help with sleep. It can ease anxiety. It keeps your circulation going. And for some, it even reduces prostate problems or vaginal dryness. It's not shameful. It's not weird. It's natural. It's human. Now I know some of us have partners, some of us don't. Some are widowed, some divorced, some have been single for decades. Some feel invisible, some feel nervous, some feel ashamed, and some just haven't thought about their own sensuality in a very long time. But if you're here listening to my voice right now, then something in you is curious. And curiosity is a beautiful thing. It means you're still open, still growing, still alive. And I want to say I'm proud of you, seriously, because it takes courage to sit with these kinds of thoughts. It takes courage to unlearn what society told us. And it takes kindness, real self-kindness, to say, I want to understand my body again. So in this video, we're going to talk honestly, respectfully, gently. We're going to talk about how to approach self-pleasure after 60 in a way that's safe, healthy, and deeply respectful to where your body and mind are today. We'll talk about changes, hormonal, physical, emotional, and how they affect your intimacy. We'll share simple ways to make the experience more comfortable, more enjoyable, even healing. And most importantly, we'll remind ourselves that aging does not mean the end of intimacy. It can be the beginning of a whole new kind. But before we go further, I want to invite you from one human heart to another to be part of this conversation. Leave a comment below if you've ever wondered about this topic but didn't know who to ask. Give this video a like if it made you feel seen, even just a little bit. And subscribe if you'd like to hear more gentle, respectful conversations made just for you. Yes, you, because you deserve to be talked to, not like you're invisible, but like you still matter. Because you do. You deserve joy. You deserve to explore. You deserve to feel good in your own skin. So grab a warm cup of tea or coffee, settle into your favorite chair, and let's take a deep breath together. This space is for you, without shame, without pressure, just truth, kindness, and care. Let's begin. Your body after 60, a new chapter in intimacy and self-kindness. You know, no one really prepared us for this part of the journey. They told us about wrinkles, about gray hair, about needing reading glasses, maybe a cane, maybe some pills. But no one said much about how your body feels inside, how your body responds, how your sense of touch, of closeness, of desire quietly shifts, almost like a tide going out. It's not sudden, it's not dramatic, it's gentle, like the soft dimming of the lights before sunset. And sometimes you don't notice it until one day. You do. Maybe your hands don't move the way they used to. Maybe arousal takes longer or feels different. Maybe your partner touches you and you feel distant. Or maybe you're alone trying to remember what it felt like to want something, someone at all. But here's the thing no one told us. This is normal. This is not your failure. This is nature, and it's kind of amazing when you think about it. Let me tell you why. After 60, your body begins to whisper a new language. For women, estrogen slowly fades. Vaginal tissue becomes thinner. There's more dryness, sometimes a bit of discomfort. That doesn't mean the end of pleasure. It just means the way in has changed. For men, testosterone gently lowers its volume. Erections may take longer. They may not be as firm. Sometimes they don't show up at all. And that can feel confusing, even embarrassing. But wait, don't jump to judgment. Your body isn't betraying you. It's simply becoming wiser, slower, softer. And isn't there something beautiful in that? After all, you've carried this body through 6, maybe 7 decades. You've healed, endured, created, and held so many memories in this skin. This body has been through war, love, childbirth, loss, joy, pain, quiet mornings, and long, tearful nights. It's earned every scar, every curve, every wrinkle. So when things begin to change, when responses shift, when desire moves differently, maybe we shouldn't call it a problem. Maybe it's simply a new chapter. Here's the truth. Intimacy after 60, whether with someone or with yourself, is less about friction and more about connection. Less about rushing and more about presence. You don't need to perform anything. You just need to feel. And that takes courage and compassion. Sometimes we forget that hormones don't make us lovable. Youth doesn't make us desirable. What makes us magnetic is how deeply we know ourselves, how gently we can hold our own bodies without shame, how willing we are to listen to what our aging body is asking for instead of mourning what it no longer does. And the funny thing is, when you start listening, really listening, your body speaks back. Maybe it asked for more time, more warmth, a little help, with a lubricant, a pillow, a breath, a pause. Maybe it asked for music, for candlelight, for memory, for imagination. Maybe it asked to be touched differently, or just held, just acknowledged, just loved. And maybe for the first time in your life, you realize that intimacy has nothing to do with youth and everything to do with tenderness. So if you're sitting there wondering why things feel different, or if it's okay to still want, to still implore, to still feel, let me say this as clearly as I can. Yes, it is okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's beautiful. You're not broken, you're blooming, just in a different season. If this message touched your hungry heart, even a little, Leave a comment and share your thoughts. You never know who might need to hear your voice. Hit like if this helped you feel understood. Subscribe for more stories, more warmth, and more truth, just like this. Because your body still matters, your heart still matters, and your story, it's not finished yet. Let's walk this new chapter together. Why masturbation can be a gift after 60. Let me tell you something that might just surprise you. Masturbation, yes, that quiet, private, personal thing we were never supposed to talk about, can actually be one of the kindest things you do for yourself after 60. Wait, what? Yes, really. And I want to invite you to take a deep breath with me here, because I know for many of us, even saying that word out loud still feels a little funny. We were raised to whisper about these things, to hide them, to pretend they didn't exist. But let's be honest. At our age, haven't we earned the right to talk about everything? To break the silence and replace it with truth, with wisdom, with love? Because here's the truth. Masturbation, when done with kindness and care, is not just okay, it's good for you. Really good. Let's start with the body. You see, as we age, our circulation slows down. Our muscles get tighter. Sometimes our sleep gets lighter. And our hormones? Well, they've taken quite the vacation. But self-pleasure, even just gentle, mindful touch, can boost blood flow. It releases endorphins, those beautiful little chemicals that lift our mood and melt away stress. It soothes tension in your muscles. It even helps with sleep, especially when those midnight worries just won't quit. That's not all. For men, regular self-touch can support prostate health. Yep, there's real science behind that. And for women, it can help keep vaginal tissues more elastic and healthy, especially after menopause. But beyond the physical, there's something even deeper, something softer, something that might just change the way you think about this entirely. Self-pleasure can be an act of self-love. It's not about fantasy or shame or performance. It's not about replacing anyone. It's about you showing up for you. It's about recognizing that your body, yes, even now, still deserves to feel good, to feel connected, to feel alive. And you know what? That's powerful. You'd be amazed how many people over 60, over 70, have rediscovered their bodies through self-touch. Not because they were chasing pleasure, but because they were chasing peace, comfort, grounding, rest. For some, it's how they fall asleep at night. For others, it's how they reconnect with themselves after a hard day or a long stretch of loneliness. For some, it brings back memories, not of sex, but of being human, of feeling warmth, of reclaiming something that felt lost. And for others still, it becomes a quiet, sacred ritual, a moment of breath and being, a way to say to themselves, I am still here, I am still worthy, I am still whole. Isn't that beautiful? Now I know. Not everyone talks about this. Heck, most people don't. But just because no one talks about it doesn't mean it isn't real, or right, or needed. And if you're here, if you're listening, maybe a part of you has always wondered if it was okay, if it was natural, if it was normal. Let me be the one to say it out loud, clearly and gently. Yes, it is. You are not strange. You are not too old. You are not shameful. You are human. And humans need connection, even if it begins with themselves. So take your time. Be gentle with yourself. Light a candle, play your favorite music, or just close your eyes and breathe. This isn't about doing it right, it's about doing it with kindness. And if this message touched something in your heart today, leave a comment and share your thoughts. Let's open up this conversation together. Give this video a like if it helped you feel less alone, more understood, and don't forget to subscribe because we're building a place here, a space where aging is honored, where bodies are respected, and where silence is finally replaced by compassion. Because the truth is simple, you deserve joy, you deserve comfort, you deserve love, including from yourself. And yes, even now, especially now, how to practice self-pleasure safely and kindly after 60. Let's be honest. By the time we reach our 60s, 70s, or beyond, we've learned how to fix leaky faucets, raise families, care for parents, bury loved ones, stretch a dollar, cook for 10, and comfort a friend. But you know what most of us were never taught? How to be gentle with ourselves, especially when it comes to our bodies, especially when it comes to self-pleasure. So here we are, you, me, and a quiet question that's long overdue. How do I touch myself safely, kindly, and without shame at this age? Take a deep breath. This isn't about technique or performance. It's about care. It's about honoring the vessel that's carried you through so many storms. And believe it or not, there are ways to approach self-pleasure after 60 that aren't just safe, they're sacred. Let's walk through them gently together. 1. First, listen to your body. Not the clock gone are the days of urgency. This is your time. There's no rush, no expectations, no pressure. So if you feel desire, honor it. And if you don't, that's okay too. There's no should. Start by tuning in. How do you feel today? Tired, lonely, curious, just wanting comfort? Your body will tell you what it needs if you listen closely enough. 2. Stay clean, stay safe. This might sound basic, but it matters. Wash your hands. Use clean bedding. If you use any tools or aids, keep them clean and soft. And ladies, a little unscented lubricant can work wonders. Dryness is normal after menopause. It's not your fault. And it doesn't mean the end of pleasure. It just means your body wants a little help. Give it that grace. Men, if things take longer or feel different, let that be okay. Let the journey be the point. This isn't a race. It's a reunion. 3. Use lubrication like a love letter. Lubrication isn't a luxury, it's a kindness. Whether it's store-bought or natural, don't skip it. It helps prevent irritation, adds comfort, and honestly, it just feels nice. Think of it like putting on lotion after a warm shower. A soft, loving way to say, hey body, I'm here for you. Or change your environment, change your experience. You don't need to lie in bed staring at the ceiling. You can create a mood, light a candle, put on music that makes your heart flutter. Use soft sheets, open the window and let the breeze in. This isn't about fantasy. This is about feeling alive again, about reminding your body we still deserve beauty. Even if you're alone, especially if you're alone, make it meaningful. 5. Don't overdo it, but don't deny it. How much is too much? There's no hard rule, but here's a guide. If it leaves you feeling peaceful, relaxed, and uplifted, it's likely just right. If it's becoming compulsive or driven by anxiety or sadness, pause, breathe, ask yourself what you really need. Sometimes what we crave isn't touch, it's tenderness, and that can take many forms. Like a call to a friend, a walk in the sun, a warm bath, a deep sigh, and if it brings you guilt, let that go. Guilt has no place here, only care, only grace. 6. If something feels off, ask for help. Pain, bleeding, discomfort, a sense of confusion, there's no shame in asking your doctor. In fact, it's wise. Sexual health is still health. You deserve answers. You deserve peace of mind. No one's going to laugh at you. And if they do, you find another doctor. You see, friend, this isn't really about sex. It's about agency, about wholeness, about dignity. When you touch yourself with care, you're reminding your soul that it lives in a body that still matters. And that's powerful. So if this touched your heart today, leave a comment below. What resonated most for you? What do you wish you knew years ago? Tap that like button if this made you feel seen. And subscribe for more gentle, honest conversations like this, made for hearts just like yours. Because here, aging isn't the end of the story, it's the deepening of it. And your story, it's still being written with softness, with truth, with love. Let's keep walking together. One breath, one truth, one gentle step at a time. When should you talk to your doctor about intimacy after 60? Let me tell you a little story. A friend of mine, we'll call her Margaret, she's 73, full of fire and kindness, always humming old tunes while baking the best peach cobbler you've ever tasted. But one day she sat down beside me, eyes a little unsure, and whispered, "Is it weird that I still, touch myself sometimes? But lately it hurts, and I don't know if I should be worried or just embarrassed." And I looked her right in the eye and said, "Margaret, pain is never something to be ashamed of. It's your body talking to you, and it deserves to be heard." You see, there comes a time when curiosity and courage need to be joined by wisdom. And sometimes that wisdom sounds like this: maybe I should talk to my doctor. Now I know, talking to your doctor about intimacy, that might sound like the last thing you ever want to do. But let me tell you this, good doctors, the right doctors, don't laugh at questions like these. They listen, they care, and they know that sexuality doesn't stop just because you had a 65th birthday party. So let's talk about when and why you should reach out for help. 1. Pain that doesn't feel right. A little discomfort might just mean you need more lubrication or more time. But sharp pain, burning or bleeding, that's your body waving a red flag. It's saying something's not quite right in here. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It just means something needs attention. And catching it early, that's smart. That's strength. That's love for yourself. 2. Changes that worry you. Maybe you notice a lump or things feel different down there. Tighter, looser, swollen, dry beyond reason. Maybe you're leaking urine when you didn't before. Maybe you're worried about erectile function, and it's not just age anymore. Whatever it is, if your gut says, that's odd, don't ignore it. Your body deserves your trust. Your peace of mind deserves answers. 3. Emotional struggles around intimacy. Sometimes it's not the body that hurts, it's the heart. Maybe you feel anxious after touching yourself. Maybe you cry afterward and don't know why. Maybe you're carrying old shame, old trauma, or just a deep sense of loneliness. Talking to your doctor or a therapist they trust doesn't make you weak. It makes you brave. It means you're still willing to grow, still willing to heal, and that's powerful. 4. Obsession or avoidance. Here's something we don't talk about enough. Sometimes we use self-pleasure to numb feelings, not just feel good. If it's happening so often that it gets in the way of your day, your energy, or your peace, or if you've gone years avoiding your body out of fear, grief, or confusion, that's worth a gentle conversation. No shame, just honesty. 5. Medication side effects. Some medications for blood pressure, depression, diabetes can affect your sex drive or physical response. If something changed right after a new prescription, tell your doctor. They can often adjust things so you don't have to choose between your health and your happiness. Now, I want you to hear this. You are not too old to ask questions. You are not silly or inappropriate or overreacting. You are a full, complex, vibrant human being with a body, a history, and a heart that still feels. And if anyone ever makes you feel small for asking about your own well-being, you have every right to find someone better. Someone who looks at you and says, "Thank you for trusting me with that. Let's figure it out together." So if this message made something stir inside you, leave a comment. You don't have to share everything. Just let someone else know they're not alone. Tap that like button if this helped you feel seen, even for a moment. And subscribe to keep walking with us, step by step, truth by truth, breath by breath. Because caring for yourself, body, mind, and spirit isn't selfish, it's sacred. And every time you listen to your body, every time you speak up, every time you choose love over shame, you're not just surviving, you're shining. A gentle goodbye. You still matter, you still belong. Let me leave you with something I wish someone had told me years ago. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not past your prime. You right now in your 60s, your 70s, your 80s and beyond are still here, still breathing, still growing, still worthy of love, still worthy of joy. Isn't that a miracle? And yet, how often does the world make us feel like we've crossed some imaginary line? Like our laughter isn't as loud, our stories not as important, our bodies no longer beautiful? Well, I'm here to say that's a lie, and I'm proud of you for not believing it. You've just listened to an entire conversation about something most people are too afraid to whisper: intimacy, self-pleasure, desire. Not only did you stayed open, curious, brave. That says something extraordinary about you, because it takes real courage to face the mirror and say, "I'm still here, and I still matter." It takes tenderness to touch your own hand and feel comfort. It takes strength to admit you still long for connection, even if it's with yourself. It takes wisdom to say, "I want to feel alive again," without apology. That's not weakness, that's power. And look, this video wasn't about just one act, it was about permission. Permission to rediscover the softness of your body. Permission to be your own companion on lonely nights. Permission to trade shame for wonder. To say to yourself, I deserve kindness, even from me. Because your journey didn't end when the kids left, or when the house got quiet, or when your body changed. It simply entered a new season, a gentler, wiser, more soulful season. A season where intimacy can mean a hand on your heart, a deep breath under the covers, a memory, a slow Sunday morning where you choose peace over performance. If today gave you even the tiniest sense of comfort, if it stirred a smile, a tear, a thought, then I want you to do something very simple. Leave a comment, even just to say, I'm here. You never know who might need to see that. Hit like if you felt seen. And subscribe, not just to this channel, but to the idea that your best years aren't behind you. Because maybe, just maybe, they're still unfolding. And you're not fading, you're becoming more real, more rooted, more radiant in your own skin. So go ahead, touch your life with tenderness. Speak to yourself the way you'd speak to a dear friend. And if the world ever tries to quiet your desires, your laughter, or your light, you just smile and keep shining anyway. Because you, my friend, you are still a story worth telling. Let's keep telling it together.